In this first video for grade 10 equations, we're going to have a look at what you already know about linear equations. A linear equation has a degree of 1, which means the highest exponent is 1 and there will be at most one solution. Example 1. Solve x. This is an equation with a degree of 1, which means it's a linear equation. When solving a linear equation, our aim is to get all the terms with variables on one side and the constant terms on the other side. But first we need to ensure that both sides of the equation are already simplified. On the right-hand side, the minus 3 can be multiplied into the second term to get minus 3x minus 12. Now we can get all the variables to one side, and I'm going to leave the 2x on the left, and on the right we have minus 3x. So in reality, I'm going to add 3x on both sides, but I'm only going to indicate the left-hand side because on the right-hand side we now have 0x. On the right-hand side, when simplified, we have minus 10, and on the left-hand side I have a plus 15 that I'm going to get rid of by subtracting 15 on both sides. So on the left we now have 5x, and on the right we have minus 25. The 5x on the left is 5 times x. So to get rid of the 5, I'm going to divide both sides by 5. If this is done, the left-hand side will simplify to 1x, and on the right, after dividing by 5, I will have x is minus 5. In example 2, we still have a linear equation, but we now also have fractions. When simplifying fractions, it is important to ensure that all terms are in fraction form, so I'll change the right to 5 over 1. Next, I'm focusing on the denominators, and I want to get the lowest common multiple, which will be 6. When comparing the two sides of an equation, it helps if both have exactly the same denominator, and I'm going to change all of it to a 6. For my first term, I now need to form an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 6, and that will be done by multiplying the denominator by 2. And to form an equivalent fraction, the same has to be done in the numerator, so I will write down 2 times x plus 2. The second term is already on a denominator of 6, but it is very important to realize that the whole numerator still has to be multiplied by the minus in front of the term, so I write it all in brackets. On the right, the denominator has to be changed to a 6 by multiplying by 6, and this should be repeated in the numerator to get 30 over 6. Because the two denominators are exactly the same, we can make the conclusion that the numerator on the left should be the same as the numerator on the right and work with only our numerators. On the left-hand side, I'm going to multiply the 2 into the bracket to get 2x plus 4, and also multiply the minus into the second bracket to get minus x, and then importantly plus 3. And on the right hand side we have 30. Now I can simplify and put all my x's together to immediately get 1x. On the left hand side we also have a constant value of 7, which I'm going to subtract on the right hand side to end with x is 23.